So this is interesting as well. We heard a lot about motion, and you alluded to the drop back play action rate. Browns are 31st in motion, so second to last in the NFL. 15th play action rate, kind of in the middle, week to week. And you alluded to it. Play action is something that Kevin Stefanski's known for. So again, they're trying to figure out what works with this scheme and how they piece it together, and it's not going well through 3 weeks. I think it's the only way you can say it.
Yeah, no, it isn't. I mean, again, Kevin's living in a different world than I think he's accustomed to being in. There's a train of thought that maybe he needs to revert back to what he's been best at and what some of the guys who have been around the franchise for a while invested in this place are best at. Maybe they need to revert to some of those things, but I mean, they haven't totally abandoned all of Kevin's old school principles, bootleg stuff, all of that. It's still there. The frequency is less. So I don't know. Maybe there's the ability to try to dive back into that world, and Kevin's most comfortable doing it. Otherwise, I do think there's a chance you see a potential change in play caller where Kevin would like to give Ken maybe a little more ownership of things. But yeah, like that piece of data that was just shared, it's bleak wherever you really push it. I mean, they have to just run. This sounds so elementary, but you just have to find some successful plays. I mean, they're searching for plays that can get them in the positive, consistently in the positive. And when you're doing that, sort of at a baseline level, 3, 4 weeks into a season, you're a little concerned about identifying and understanding what your guys do best. So yeah, I mean, I think again we can look at so many elements and say the same thing over and over again, but I'm trying to create ways for people to understand. Like they have still some elements of what Kevin has done, but he's certainly taken a deeper dive into worlds that are driven by guys he brought to surround him and Ken Dorsey and certainly in Tommy Rees and Nick Charlton, those guys they brought in. But at some point you start to realize like if the status quo maintains, we can't run this stuff. We're struggling. We're the worst offense in the NFL. Somebody will pay for that. Like you can't be the worst offense in the NFL and everybody keeps their job. And I'm talking like that means somebody will pay. Is the quarterback going to lose his job? Is the head coach going to lose his job? Is the OC going to get fired after 1 year? There's a lot of things, but I do know that usually there's a bill that comes due to the table that somebody has to collect when you're the worst or at the bottom with a healthy quarterback at the bottom of the NFL's offense rankings.